Hey, video number 3. I was gonna do this last weekend, but I had a lot going on. Super Bowl was going on, so didn't really have the extra time to do it. I didn't have any real updates to give, so here's video number 3. So it's been about a week and a half now since my last check-in. I have not started my new medication yet. I'm still trying to deal with what I'm doing for my income. The whoops. So the situation that I'm in right now is I've had lifelong mental illness and complex PTSD that went undiagnosed for a really long time. And when I reflect on my life, I've had this time. This is the time that I needed to actually sit down, video document, because these videos are pretty much for me to go back and reflect on how I'm perceiving things and how I'm processing this info. But so basically, I've had a lifelong trauma. Oh my gosh! So my parents gave me away when I was a itty bitty, 2 years old. Grew up. I'm sure I was attached to my mother. I'm sure that I knew that my name was Jack. However, I grew up in this system and they illegally changed my name, which hid me from my biological father, Jack, the man I'm named after, which I think, in hindsight, I don't know if my life would have been better being raised with my biological father or just being raised in the system. I don't know how it would have turned out either way. I can sit here and speculate and say, oh, it'd be better or it'd be worse, whatevs. The fact of the matter is that California State allowed this family who never legally adopted me to change my name illegally and enter me into the public school system. And my social security number was under this fake name. So there was a lot of challenges that I had with this identity that never was real. Now, to back up a little bit and let you know how easy it was for this to happen, it was the foster mother that I lived with. She worked for social services for Fresno County. I believe that's San Joaquin. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, but you know, back in the 70s, early 80s, things were a little loosey goosey, so you could kind of pull some bullshits. I don't know how they did it, but anyways, it's been something I had to deal with until I was 18. I think I went to court. I know I had to battle Social Security, but boom, my birth certificate, Jack Bennett Jesse, that's me. That's me. Got that shit all dialed in. The thing about it is I have a lot of issues with those people not accepting me, and they do not respect my boundaries, so it's really hard for me to work on any bullshit that I have with these people. I've had to kind of chalk that up and let it go. I lived with them from the time I was 2 years old until I think it was like 11, 12. I started going into treatment facilities, group homes, foster care. Kind of started falling apart right before I became a teenager. So I had to chalk that up and let that go because I can't deal with these people because they still want to call me by some fake ass name that it was never me, and it's a trigger. So the situation I'm in, boom, let's put that to the side. Right now, I am trying to fucking reestablish my income. I know a lot of people will be like, hey dude, just go get a job. But bro, I could get a job faster than a lot of people think I could. As a matter of fact, I could have a job right now if I wanted. And I want so bad. Trust me, I've had a job since I was 14 years old. So, but things keep happening and I keep either getting fired, let go, or I walk out because my flight or fight is just going off and I'm like, this is a bad situation, and I leave. So last year, I'd say about maybe a year and a half ago, I started having some really bad mental issues, anxieties, and impulses that have always been there, but they really started acting out. I was finding things in my life that were triggering me. Sitting in traffic for an hour in the morning was fucking triggering me, make me have a bad morning at work. Same thing at night, you know, coming home, commute, and this is an issue that a normal person could probably deal with, but I can't. Come home and, you know, be weird with my wife, go to work, be weird with my coworkers, just because like I'm anxiety like a motherfucker before I get there and after I leave. My employer made some adjustments. They moved back my time from needing to be there 8 to 9, which was really fucking awesome to help me out. I didn't have a lot of anxiety in traffic. However, I was still having some issues at work. My employer approached me and said, "Hey, Jack, we've been noticing, you're kind of irritable. I would act weird, like if people, I'm a very, I don't know, kind of weird, detail-oriented person. So like when shit's out of place or I'm trying to find something that I knew I put where, like I kind of lose my shit a little bit. And that's just from being institutionalized because I never had a lot of things that were mine. So when I'm responsible for something or something's mine, I kind of take possession over that, and it's not fair to some people, especially when you're working in a shop with a bunch of other people. But there would be times where I'd be like, hey, but put your shit back, or this isn't where I left it, or I'd be walking around. Regardless, triggers that trigger my bad behavior, and it's hard for people to deal with. So my employer approached me, and he'd been working with me. They all kind of been working with me. I'm a bad person to work with. I just so hey, Jack, we need you to seek some help. I'm open to that because I'm not a dummy. I know that I'm struggling. I know that I'm having a hard time. I didn't have any medical health insurance at the time at work. I've been there about a year and a half or so. Been asking for medical insurance, and I think we might have miscommunicated with each other, but like, I'm almost 50 years old man, dude. Climbing up and down ladders, being on my knees and shit. Yo, man, I need motherfucking health insurance. So I'd ask about it, and it would kind of get pushed. I'd ask about it. Oh, yeah, I'd get pushed. And so in order for me to seek out this mental health services, I had to do it on my own dime, and which was fine. The company that I could afford that was readily available to me was an online company called Cerebral. I've been seeing lots of commercials about them, and my wife had been using them and suggested it to me. So I said, yeah, let's try it. So I get in the mix with Cerebral, and I pay them, my fees, and then get some counseling. And the first couple of sessions, I didn't feel like they were really listening to me. It felt like they were just reading something off a screen to me, which, I get it. It's all intake stuff. I try not to take shit personal, but motherfucker, trigger. So it felt again like nobody was listening. They prescribed me some medication, which immediately I noticed it like knocked me the fuck out for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then I got used to it. And then I'm telling you, different Jack, dude. Like my brain was processing shit. I was feeling good. And then something happened. I guess my body got used to the medications, and then after that, I just started having really bad impulse behaviors and anxiety, loss of sleep, depression. It just went completely 180 in the opposite direction. Like I had taken some bad meds, so it started tripping me out. My employer's like, but you need to have your meds adjusted. So now, mind you, my employer's working with me. I'm working with my care team. Like I'm trying to get this shit solved. It's been about 6 months into it, and I had a couple issues where the medication like needed to be adjusted. And then there were times where like I communicate with my care team via porthole on the website or on my app. Now on the app, it's kind of funny because they can shut your fucking app down and you can't communicate with them, but they keep sending you shit telling you got to complete these tasks in order to, and then like you click on the message and it's not there. So I'm like, oh my God, trigger, right? So I'm trying to work things out with Cerebral, trying to work things out with my employer. My employer ends up coming up to me and is just like, Jack, I can't do this anymore. And he let me go. And he said, can't deal with your mental health issues. I understand that. I wasn't offered a medical leave. I wasn't offered like a month off. I still didn't have any medical health insurance from this company, which I had been asking for. And up until that week that I was let go, I was actually probably going to get it. I don't know. But I have all the conversations saved in text message and stuff like that. So I got let go because of my mental health issues. So I've been trying to sort that out. So now I file for unemployment. And they're like, well, you have to be available, ready for work in order to qualify for unemployment. So I'm like, all right, well, I got fired because of my mental health issues. I'm mentally and physically, mentally not capable of holding down a job right now. I've tried. I can't do it. I can't. There's so many different oh man, like things out there with the COVID and just our ideologies are all mixed, and like not everybody's seeing eye to eye. And because of my issues and my triggers, man, motherfuckers like bop 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 start saying shit, and I'm gonna stab them in the neck. I really do. I'm like dead serious about that shit. So I know that I can't leave my house. I have these conflicts that I can't control. I want to control them. I can't. So they were supposed to fill out paperwork for me based on my impulsive explosive disorder, my major depressive disorder, and my complex PTSD. And they've had the paperwork for a couple weeks now, and so I didn't qualify for unemployment, but I qualify for paid family medical leave, which gives me, like I think like 12 weeks off work, so I can get my medications adjusted, get a game plan, get a therapist. Like I want to really attack this shit like I did my sobriety. I've been sober for almost 10 years now, and I want to keep it that way. I know I'm smart enough to fucking get this shit done. I just need the time. But here's the deal. I haven't had income since December. So I'm caught in this loop. I don't qualify because I'm not available and ready to work. Physically, I could totally I'll work a lot of motherfuckers, dude. Trust me. I will. I work hard. But my brain fucks me up, so I can't really function very well. I'll get in there and try to impress people and work really hard for a fucking month or two, fucking like kick ass, learn new tasks and all that shit, and then spiral out of control probably by month 6. And if you know any of my old employers, you can call them and ask them, and they'll tell you Jack has a pattern. I do this, and it's time to stop that. So, let me see. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. So today I got a notification that I do qualify for unemployment, and that's good. My doctor still hasn't filled out my, it's called an exemption for a serious medical condition. I want to go back to work. I don't want to apply for Social Security, disability, none of that shit, man. I'm like, I love to be like, check me out. Jack and Jesse, you put me in a corner of a shop and you throw work orders at me and broken shit and it's going to get fixed. Leave me the fuck alone. That's how I operate the best. When you start making me do weird shit that I have no way to pat myself on the back for, it's really hard for me to find any value in that. I feel like I'm worthless at that point if I'm just spinning around in circles. And I think like for the last 6 months of my job, because it kind of changed my work position, it kind of really fucked me up. I really tried to hang in there, man, and do the best, but I felt like I didn't have a purpose. I kind of felt like I was cleaning lady, janitor, went from being a number one dude in the shop to being the guy sweeping up dirt and picking up piles of shit that nobody else bothered to organize or put away. And it really hurt my feelings, and it really made me feel like unappreciated, in the sense that I put a lot of effort into that shop. I did a lot of building in the building that it's, nobody really, I don't know, maybe people appreciate that shit, but I felt like I had equity into that. I felt like I put my blood, I really did put my blood and my sweat into that, and to just, let me go the way that they did, it really hurt, man, and it was a very confusing situation for me, because my employer is my friend. I don't know if that word means what he thinks it means. I don't know. But the life that I've lived, friends to me are down for life. And sometimes it's hard for me to see that because of my issues. And when somebody thinks they're doing something to help me and it hurts a lot. And I got really hurt a lot over this last one. It was like a breakup I never wanted to go through. Then I had all these coworkers that I liked. I have this job that I liked. I had this position that I liked. I was really doing well. I'd never graduated high school, so like a good job for me is like, you gotta hustle, you gotta bust, you gotta fucking prove yourself. I mean, like, I don't have papers. Like, so half of the guys that I'm competing for jobs in this job market are like half my age, and they like been through college, or they got some type of work experience, whatevs. I gotta get up in there and just prove myself on my hard work and my ability, and I think I'm really smart. I know I can figure shit out. Like, pretty quick when I'm not distracted by, hey Jack, hey Jack, hey Jack, hey Jack, hey Jack, hey Jack, hey Jack. Like for fucking the last 2 years, my name was Hey Jack. So I would have been able to deal with this whole last employment situation had I have dealt with my mental health issues a long time ago, and I've just never had that support team. And it's not fair for me to lean on my employer as my support team to, hey man, support me through my mental health issues. I get that. I still felt like I still felt hurt over that. I still feel like I should have gotten some type of sick leave for a month or two, something, man. I don't know. Instead, I just kind of got thrown away, and you got to understand how that seems like a repeat pattern for me. That's a trigger, and it stings so bad because there's a couple people that know how much I put in on that. There's a couple people that really know how hard I worked and how hard I tried, and man, that really sucked. But it's a good thing. It's kind of giving me a nudge to move forward. I'm not going to hold grudges. I'm not going to pass blame. I'm not going to put it off on anybody else. This is the things I should have been working on my whole life. And now's the time to do it. So this is my update. These are the things I'm dealing with. And that's pretty much it. Hot tubbing this morning, man. I'm just not trying to relax. I'm still losing sleep. Insomnia is real. The doctor prescribed me this crazy ass trazodone. Dude, that shit just... I can't. I'm not even a human when I take it. So why would I take it? So that's it. That was video 3. I'm gonna try and do another update as soon as I have some more information. Maybe I'll get money and afford my new medication. Maybe I'll get the paperwork that qualifies me for paid family medical leave. But until then, I do qualify for unemployment, which is, I don't know, like I was making like almost 80 grand a year. And now I'm making $0 a day. Sucks. I thought I was on top of everything, man. My boss was making me feel like I had a future. Hey, man, by next year, you're going to be making them 6 figures. By next year, you're going to be, or whatever, He's always, jabbing, hey, man, encouraging me to do, work harder. And he's good at doing that. He's so good, I bought my wife a car last year. Now I'm on the hook for another $500 a month plus my rent. Well,